good. I am Tasuni, he who peers into the gloom, who hears the black hearts that thunder within the mountain deep. If you seek enlightenment, find a torch. If you seek to understand the nightmare, I can help feel your way through the darkness. I understand that you like to be called a shadow. An interesting thing about shadows, they are strongest in the day and are utterly consumed by the night. There won't be much daylight where you are going. The Marraketh are stranded in the sandstorm of reflection and regret. We look to El Sakema to lead us out. Yet the sandstorm is all she knows. She needs me, her eyes and ears in the darkness, but she will never comprehend my gifts. Diyala has the form of a woman, yet the substance is 1 part corruption and 9 parts death. One day soon, you will see how lifeless she truly is. Pitaris and Vanya, 2 mouths that speak from 1 mind. When together, they express some quite interesting thoughts. When apart, well, half a thought isn't really even a thought, is it? The Marraketh speak of its betrayal, but Vol did what he thought was necessary to destroy the beast. Now he wonders the desiccation, tortured as much by his failure as by nightmare. The Red Sakema was the woman who forged what it meant to be Marraketh. A people united, strong. Deshret lit fires in the hearts of women and loins of men. When she fell, so did the Marraketh. We've been falling ever since.
What do you want? We opened the gates to you for 2 reasons only. Dominus and piety. They made themselves our enemies. You made them dead. Now, YAWN believes there is a 3rd reason. The beast is our enemy. Perhaps you can make it dead as well. We Marraketh are tied to our Akara, our tribe. You are a man who has cut his ties, Shadow. A man without restraint can achieve the greatest of deeds. And the worst. Perhaps it is time to allow yourself to be lashed to something greater than simply you. YAWN has ordered me to help you, to trade with you. I have risked much to gather weapons and armor for this Akara. I've scavenged on the fringes of Vol's encampment and scouted the dead city. Let us see if you can offer any value in return. I've led many a war party against Vol and his unmen, and I've seen too many of my Dakara die. I shall look for your return, but I shall not expect it. As we give strength to the outside, we grow weaker on the inside. First, there was Pitaris and Vanya. Now there is you. It shows how little faith YAWN has in us, in her own Akara, that she would treat blackguards and exiles with such admiration. YAWN is my Sakema, my commander. I am her Dakara, her warrior. I defend this Akara as YAWN sees fit. Whether YAWN is fit to see what is best for this tribe, it is not for me to say. My mother gave Tasuni to the gods. The gods gave him back, and I thank them for it every day. Given the choice, I would never have chosen Tasuni as my brother. But then, family is not about what you want. It is about what you need. When a woman forgets how to die, a woman forgets how to live. Deshret said that to her Zakara on the day she killed Titusius, scourge of the Maraketh. I say this of Diala. When a woman knows nothing of life, how can she care for the living?
Do you need help with something?
I used to hunt your kind back in Theopolis, Shadow. I've seen what you do to people, and I know why you do it.
Why stop being a useful question the moment we set foot in Wraeclast, Pataris?
Without the why, what's left?
How? To survive. Please, Shadow, ignore Pataris.
My grandfather was a captain in the Ebony Legion. My father too, and me. Just following the path that had been laid out for me.
Until you met me.
Yes, until I met the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen.
Behind bars. An exile waiting to become an experiment. Not quite how I imagined meeting the man of my dreams.
I realized then that I wasn't part of the Ebony Legion anymore. I'd become a blackguard like every other damned legionnaire in Sam, taking orders from a madman.
Pataris freed me and led us here.
I'd heard about the Maraketh from those few legionnaires who survived the assault on Highgate.
And I talked them into harboring us.
Vanya can be very persuasive when she wants to be. Diala was there when it all went bad. If anyone can help put things right...
Why would she? Wraeclast has been like this for almost 300 years. What's made her want to do something about it now?
She's the Gemling Queen, Vanya. There's no way we could understand what goes on in that mind of hers.
I know. And that's precisely what worries me. Kira is a racist bully with that fancy hair crest of hers stuck so far up her...
Come on, Vanya. She's a warrior. It's not her job to be nice. It's her job to defend...
Look all lithe and sweaty when you're watching her train. That's the only job you're interested in.
I'm studying the Maraketh fighting style.
Sure you are, sweetie. YAWN gave us a home.
Our lives back.
Appreciate the good ones when you find them in Wraeclast.
It's not like there are many. Tasuni, he's a con man.
Pataris just doesn't understand him.
I understand that he gets his every need catered for by talking in riddles and telling lies.
The truth about the nightmare. He makes sense of the chaos as best he can.
How can we possibly know whether what he's telling us is the truth or not?
We can't. But who else is there to ask? We've a few bits and pieces lying about that might help with what's to come.
Bits and pieces? I risked my neck to salvage those artifacts.
I know, sweetie, and I really appreciate your artifacts.
You didn't say that when I brought them in. You said, is that all?
You'd been gone for ages.
And you think you could do a quicker job?
Yes, if you'd let me, yes.
No. Not for all the jewelry in the world. What if I lost you?
Okay, I'm sorry. We have charms and regalia sourced at great risk from some of the most dangerous places in Wraeclast. Better?
Yes, thank you.
I heard of the beast before coming here. Piety talked about it. I suppose she saw no point in keeping secrets from the people she was planning to murder.
I'm so sorry, Vanya.
God, it's not your fault, Pataris. But Piety used to say that the beast was the source of her power. How she managed to turn poor men and women into those... things. She kept using a phrase. What was it?
Universal transmogrification. I heard her assistants talk about it too.
The power to change the world into anything you like.
Bloody scary power in the hands of someone like Piety.
Bloody scary powerful stop.
Welcome. Many great things begin at the foot of a mountain, Exile. So too do many tragedies. Often a path becomes a fork, and the echoes of your actions push you down one side or the other. Do you know where you are being carried? Would you like to? I traveled here through death's darkened halls, walking the paths of the remembered. I am but a memory of the woman I was. A memory treasured and sustained by the Mother of Death. I awoke in the halls of death, with the life I once led little more than a dream half remembered. Yama the White, my furry companion, stood before me with the seeing stone he holds now. Both were given a hair of Hinekora's dark knowledge, but each serves a separate purpose. The seeing stone drags me deep into its core, where every instant into eternity is known all at once, like limitless rings on a tree trunk. Yama, like a torch in the mist, guides me back from the stone's infinite visions. Hinekora, my Mother of Death, is not the only god, Exile. The Karui are watched over by many. Namahu lends us fire, which illuminates the path. Tafor gives us the trees and birds that line the path, so that we may enjoy beauty and peace. Tokohama provides us with weapons and knowledge of war, which lets us walk the path safely. And in the final days of this world, Kitava, whose hunger knows no bounds, will take it all away. The old Red Ones left this land barren. Crops grew stunted and disease filled the air. If you don't feed an animal, it will soon cast a hungry eye upon its brothers and sisters, and man is no different. The Plague Moor and his people soon feasted on their own, devouring the very life essence of the young and innocent.
Greetings. Seems like the rain's brought out a few worms. Don't think I'm an easy mark, Exile. I've spent more than enough time around Exiles to know which way the dagger's pointing, and I'll happily give it a shove in your direction if you try anything wormy. I'm conducting a little dig, the sort of enterprise that could make someone with your particular skill set a very handsome living. Don't worry, you'll not be moving much dirt. No, no. Why smash rocks when you could smash skulls, eh? Hey, mate, what's going on? Came all the way here to see what's what in this famous mine, but there's a bloody big glowing wall blocking it. Can't squeeze through.
Speak.
What do you require? You walk to us upon the backs of the murdered. Though we are both forged upon the battlefield, we Marraketh are not like you. We fight for survival. You fight for ambition. And that is why you will understand the beast within the mountain better than we do. That is why you will kill it. Lady Diala has told me this. She has much faith in you, Shadow. The question is, can we Marraketh share in her faith? The Marraketh once stood united under Deshret's banner. That was before the plagues, the tempests, the corruption. Deshret rode here with this Akara, the Kiyato, to put an end to the beast's curse. And upon the very threshold of the darkness, she faltered. Perhaps she saw that King Kalm had gone there before her and not returned. Or perhaps the nightmares simply overcame Deshret's seemingly indomitable courage. Either way, she chose not to ride into the mountain to slay the beast. She closed and sealed the mines and committed this Akara to Highgate's guardianship. The tempests, the plagues, they passed. Of their own accord, or because of Deshret's seal, we do not know. But what I do know is this. When Deshret vowed to watch over these mines, she simply traded one curse for another. Vol and his unmen have dipped their fleshless claws into the lifeblood of the Maraketh since the day this Akara tethered its roar here. Such is the way with men of war. Remove their tongues, yet still they thirst for blood. Remove their bellies, yet still they hunger for battle. Remove their manhood, yet still they lust for conquest. I will make allies of whomever I deem useful. We have observed the actions of both Blackguard and Exile, and it is Pitaris and Vanya who give meaning to those actions. This Akara has not mixed with other than its own for over 200 years. The outside world has now discovered us, so it is time that we discovered it. Kira has the blood of Deshret in her veins and the bonds of Deshret in her mind. Her loyalty to her Akara is admirable. Her loyalty to the past is not. Tasuni has been corrupted since the day he was born. Maraketh tradition would have it that such a warped child be left upon the moonlit plain for the gods to adopt. Tasuni was not taken by the gods that night. Such a thing has never happened before in our Akara. Now we know why. Tasuni is a man caught between two worlds, our world of light and the beast's world of darkness. He is our scout in the black, and without him, Nightmare would remain beyond our understanding. And an enemy you cannot know is an enemy you cannot fight. Diala wishes the beast dead. But why? Why would a nightmare wish to kill a nightmare? A question of great interest, yet little importance. It does not matter why the sun rises and sets, as long as it continues to do so.
Impatient reekings. They waft to me from that mountain. That's all I can smell, not a cockroach. Stinking anticipation. Vol the Pure, they called him. Vol the Murderer, I call him. In his name, an emperor was murdered. In his name, an empire was murdered. Yes, it was Malachai's lips that kissed me. Yes, it was Malachai's hand that led me to the rapture. No, no, and no again. It was Vol's words that put me there.
What do you require?
Greetings.
Let me tell your future.
Yes?
What do you want?
Look me in the eye.